Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Amber Grigley. Now at 11, a foggy night on the roads as officials investigate a homicide in Greenwood. Indiana State Police say a man is dead after he was shot while riding in a van on County Line Road. Now, it happened just before 6:30 this evening. Investigators say the van was targeted by people in another vehicle as they exited I-65 northbound onto County Line Road. A woman was driving the van. She was not hurt. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. State police say the number of shots fired and the motive are not clear at this time. They are asking any witnesses to please come forward.
Fortunately, by the time we got there were no witnesses on scene. That's why I'm asking for help from anybody who has been in the area of County Line and in Emerson around 6:20 to 6:25. If they see anything, please call 911 and see if we can get some information, try to solve this crime.
Now, detectives especially want to hear from anyone who may have dashboard camera video of the incident. Now, you can find their contact information all listed in this story on our website at WRTV.com or just simply contact Crime Stoppers. Well, as you just saw, fog is moving across central Indiana. Now, this is NDOT cam showing conditions on Interstate 70 and 74 near the airport. Well, I'm here tonight with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. And Kevin, how will this impact our morning commute?
I think it's just a matter of timing with the rainfall. So the rain, Amber, will wash away the fog, but that may not occur until about 8 or 9 o'clock. Statewide issue. Visibilities are down in some spots under a quarter of a mile. It is a slow go. Again, first thing in the morning, expect the fog, but then as rain arrives, visibility improves. Temperatures unusually warm. We're in the upper 40s right now. There's your widespread rainfall starting to get rid of the fog. We'll have a morning round of rain. By 10 o'clock, that moves off. Some afternoon rounds of rain as well. I'll finish that timeline for you. There's the probability of rain at your house tomorrow. We still need to talk about snow shower potential. That's coming up.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Well, a man is dead 2 days after an East Side apartment fire. 31-year-old Raymond Diggs died of smoke inhalation and burns, according to the Marion County Coroner's Office. Now, his death was ruled an accident. 4 kids were also found unconscious after firefighters entered the apartment. One of them, a 15-month-old, is not expected to survive. The Indianapolis Fire Department says the apartment was filled with smoke, sending all 5 people into cardiac arrest. And we're learning more tonight about what led up to a shooting that left a Lawrence police officer shot in the leg, a man dead, and a woman hurt. Lawrence police say they were serving a warrant for 30-year-old Dalen Oates and 26-year-old Sophia Heedy at a home on Burnwood Circle. Well, the warrants were issued after Oates didn't show up to court and Heedy didn't show up for a pretrial violation. The two were charged with a felony for shooting at a home on their street late last month. Alicia Scott, who lives next door, says that shooting happened because she moved the couple's trash bin to the end of their driveway.
When they'd pick up trash or whatever, they would sit his trash can like blocking our driveway. So we picked his trash can up and moved it into his driveway. And I guess that infuriated him because he had to move the trash can when he backed out of the driveway. It's not something that, you know, I wouldn't feel like would require them to shoot 10 rounds through my house.
5 officers fired their weapons, according to Lawrence Police Chief. All of them will be placed on administrative duties, which is standard procedure. The officer who was shot has been released from the hospital. As for the woman, she is still recovering tonight in the hospital. Well, it's been a concern driving residents, city leaders, and law enforcement to find better ways to keep the roads safe. Schools are back in session after winter break, and tonight I take a look at how IMPD is tackling traffic enforcement to remind drivers to slow down in school zones.
I don't feel that it's gotten any better. I feel that it's always been really bad and dangerous.
Right behind me, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, we saw the tragic death of Hannah Crutchfield.
It was September 14th, 2021, when 7-year-old Hannah Crutchfield was hit while crossing the street with her mother and a crossing guard right here at East Washington Street and Ritter Avenue.
She was a very kind and loving girl. She loved the outdoors. She loved playing with kids. She loved bugs of all kinds. She was a very bright spot in our lives.
Hannah's death impacted many, a tragedy that some say could have been prevented.
That really concerns me. I'm not a parent, but of course I'm a member of the community and I don't want to see any other people get hurt.
A concern for families across the city who want to see more traffic enforcement on our roads.
Councilor Ray and I have worked together to try to come up with some strategies to reduce some of the speeds that we're seeing on the east side.
This week, IMPD East District launched targeted school zone traffic enforcement in East Side neighborhoods during school arrival and dismissal times.
This has been a hot button issue, and so, that's sort of driving me to make this a priority.
The 2-week initiative will allow IMPD to see ways they can step up traffic enforcement. Commander Richard Riddle says it's a challenge when the department is facing staff shortages.
We prioritize violence, we prioritize quality of life in the neighborhoods, but that quality of life carries over into speeding. And especially when we're talking about losing lives and young ones in school zones, that's where we have to take that critical look at, what's important.
I've tried to honk at people and stuff like that, but I feel like that's probably doing more damage, honestly, because I don't want any road rage incidents.
Neighbors have placed signs in certain areas throughout the east side to remind drivers to slow down and follow traffic laws. Katie Munn says IMPD's effort is a great start. She hopes to see more of beyond the 2-week initiative.
Pay respect to the fact that our kids just need to go home from school and go to school safely.
Commander Riddle tells me that enough is enough. Once the 2-week initiative is up, they will look for ways to start a better enforcement posture moving forward in 2023. Well, it's posted clear as day, no motorized vehicles on the Monon Trail. But people using the trail are still seeing cars blocking their way months after city officials said they were looking for solutions. WRTV's Nico Planisi shows us the latest frustrations for Hoosiers using the trail.
Heading to the grocery store, commuting to work, or just taking in nature, Riley Cho is on the Monon Trail every day.
It's a way to hide away from the city and all that sort of stuff, and it's just a good place to relax.
The 18-year-old has big dreams of going into urban planning and says pedestrian infrastructure is the way of the future.
We're always stuck in traffic all the time, and I just wish I could get out of my car and just walk down the street. And so Monon Trail helps you do that.
He's noticing a disturbing trend. Cars on the trail.
It's very dangerous because only pedestrians and bicyclists are supposed to be on here, and it's not built like a normal road.
These 2 photos were taken this week and shared on social media. 2 different cars on 2 different parts of the trail. And these are not isolated incidents. At Indy Bike Lanes provided WRTV with these images showing cars and tire marks on the Monon in the past 2 or 3 months.
It leads me to believe that people are just being selfish and think that, it's not that long, I can do this, it's not a big deal. And this stuff's not built for vehicles. You're going to destroy it. You're going to hurt people.
Cyclist Jaron Burdine created the Twitter account Indy Bike Lane Defense to keep track of these violations across Indianapolis.
So we're just trying to document every nook and cranny of the city and show them how unsafe it is.
Burdine estimates that over the past year and a half, he's seen 15 to 20 incidents like these. Indy DPW tells us they're aware of the issue, and the department's engineers are looking into the best ways to keep people from driving on the trail. In the past, DPW has said that could look